mash up the place, turn up the.
Hey everyone, Kid Zero here. I'm an electronic dubstep and music producer and DJ, and today's tutorial is going to be on dubstep music production. I'm going to be breaking down the Skrillex remix that I did for the Skrillex and Damian Marley remix competition. What you will learn in this tutorial video is a bit about dubstep production, an overview on how to produce better sounding tracks in general, and how to make your drops more impactful. I'm also going to cover a few tips and tricks on how to take your music production to the next level as an unsigned artist. I'm sure there are a lot of you out there that want to produce better sounding tracks from your home studios, but don't necessarily have the budget to do so. So, I will include some advice on what you can do to get your tracks mixed and mastered for an affordable rate. So, let's get started. So here is the session for the track. Let's take a quick look and see what we have going on in the session. At the top in orange, we have all the tracks that I used in the session. Let's call this my home studio mix. Just below that in purple we have the final mix, which I actually did in a treated studio. And below that we have the final master for the track, which was done at SoundOps Mastering Studios in Wyoming. And here we have the Beatport tracks that I was actually given to by Beatport for the remix. This is the bass, guitar, and the vocal. Now when it comes to producing anything, it is very important to be very selective on the sounds that you use for your track. And what I mean by this is, when you're choosing your kick, your snare, your synth bass, or whatever it may be sure that you're listening very carefully to the tone of each instrument you use and listen to how it works with the other sounds in your track. This is probably one of the most important things that you can do, especially when starting your song. This will not only make for a better sounding track, but it'll guarantee a much smoother production process. I've worked myself on tracks for weeks when it should have only taken days, because I wasn't being more selective of the samples that I chose and the sounds were conflicting with one another. This made mixing and writing a huge process. So, to make music production a more fun and creative process and not a mixing nightmare, be very selective of your sounds.